If the first progenitors had not eaten of the fruit of goodness and evil, they would have become perfect as God's son and daughter individually, thus, blessed by God, become husband and wife centered on God's love and creation purpose, and would have begotten children with the nature of goodness, fulfilling the ideal of creation. Thus Eve would have been compared to a tree of goodness, and her love would have become a fruit of goodness. Instead, before becoming perfect, Eve committed the sin of fornication with Lucifer and became a fallen person. She in turn drove Adam to fall, thus creating the prototype of fallen families, with none of whom God could freely interact, since the God of this world, as the Bible explains, became Satan. Therefore, fallen Eve was like a tree of evil knowledge, and her love was the fruit of this tree. Looking back, we can see that because just before the fall Eve was in a position to become both a tree of good, fulfilling the purpose of creation, and a tree of evil, by falling. That is why in the Bible she symbolizes the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And so also her love, before the fall, was likely to produce both a fruit of goodness, realizing the purpose of God's creation, and a fruit of evil, causing the fall. Therefore it was represented by the fruit of good and evil. According to the principles of creation, God was to realize his ideal for man through love. Therefore, love is the source of man's joy, life and happiness. Instead, because the first ancestors disobeyed the laws of heaven and fell, love itself was corrupted and Satan dominated man, causing him to suffer. Satan therefore is the main architect of the destruction of the ideal family and suffering in the history of God's children.